Sirens wail across the fragile spine of the Outer Banks, their metallic cry carried by the wind like a warning from a war already lost. The Atlantic roars in the darkness, a towering gray wall that crushes dunes, tears through fences, and devours the beach whole. In Buxton, North Carolina, the ocean is no longer a distant line on the horizon. It's alive, breathing, invading. Water surges through the streets, batters doors, and shakes the ground beneath trembling homes. Before noon, the first house collapses, its wooden pilings snapping like twigs, its walls folding in on themselves before vanishing into the boiling surf. By nightfall, 4 more follow, swallowed one by one like sandcastles undone by the rising tide. Each crash sends a deep, thunderous echo through the village, a brutal reminder that no wall can hold back the sea. The storm hasn't even made landfall, yet its fury is everywhere, in the roar of the wind, the sting of salt, the trembling earth. For Buxton, this isn't just another hurricane season. It's the ocean reclaiming what time once lent them. And once again, this small coastal village stands on the front lines of a war it cannot win. At dawn, another house leans forward, groaning like something alive as the sand beneath gives way. The wind howls through its hollow windows, carrying the crack of breaking wood and shattering glass down the empty streets. By mid-morning, another home succumbs. Its frame buckles, its porch tears free, and in seconds it vanishes into a frothing sea of white. Along Tower Circle Road and Cottage Avenue, residents gather on the dunes in stunned silence, their phones trembling as they film the inevitable. One home after another slipping into the hungry surf. By noon, the 5th collapse sends a geyser of debris, seawater, and sand into the gray sky. Walls fold like paper, roofs cave in, and lifetimes of memories are erased in an instant. The sound isn't just noise. It's the voice of the ocean, alive, furious, unstoppable. Social media fills with desperate footage. Waves pounding foundations, doors ripped from hinges, living rooms swallowed whole. Buxton has faced storms before, but not like this. This time the sea doesn't retreat. It advances, foot by foot, house by house, until the map itself is rewritten. By afternoon, Buxton isn't just battered, it's cut off from the world. Highway NC-12, the narrow lifeline that connects the islands of the Outer Banks, disappears beneath the raging sea. Where asphalt once shimmered under sunlight, waves now churn and tear it apart, chunk by chunk. Pavement dangles like cliffs over swirling water, power poles lean like fallen soldiers, and the wind screams through hollowed homes. Emergency crews try to reach survivors, but the rising tide turns every road into a trap. Trucks stall in waist-deep water, headlights flickering beneath sheets of rain. The National Park Service orders a full beach closure, warning of nails, splintered wood, and glass hidden beneath the foam. For hundreds of residents, the storm's aftermath is a new kind of nightmare. No roads, no power, no way to call for help. Families huddle in the dark, surrounded by the scent of salt and diesel as generators cough their last breaths. Only the ocean's roar remains, relentless, eternal. Since 2020, 27 oceanfront homes have fallen along this stretch of coast. The line between land and sea isn't blurred anymore. It's erased. For decades, Buxton's people have fought a quiet, losing battle with the sea, building dunes by hand, raising homes on stilts, hauling truckloads of sand to patch a vanishing shore. But nature moves faster than human effort. Hurricane Melissa never struck this coast directly, yet its enormous wind field turned the Atlantic into a relentless machine of destruction, undoing years of work in mere hours. Rising sea levels, driven by a warming planet, push the shoreline inland year after year. Homes that once stood a football field from the surf now dangle above open air. Even multi-million-dollar sand replenishment projects are wiped away within months. Experts warn this isn't erosion, it's acceleration, a race against physics itself. Every degree of ocean warming means stronger storms, higher tides, faster loss. And on barrier islands as fragile as the Outer Banks, there's nowhere left to retreat. Buxton isn't just losing land, it's losing time. The sea doesn't wait. It rises, inch by inch, wave by wave, until memory itself begins to drown. When the storm finally passes, silence falls. Not peaceful, but heavy. The beach is unrecognizable. Fragments of lives lie scattered across the wet sand. Splintered beams, soaked mattresses, children's toys tangled in seaweed. A photograph clings to a piece of driftwood. A smiling family, now homeless, their house gone to the waves. A woman stands barefoot on the cold, uneven sand, staring at the empty space where her living room once opened to the sea. She doesn't cry. There are no tears left for something already taken. The house her father built decades ago now floats in pieces along the shore. Neighbors wander through the wreckage in disbelief, whispering about what used to be. The scent of salt through open windows, the laughter of children in summer. Now there's only the crash of waves and the sharp tang of salt reclaiming what was always its own. No one died here, yet grief fills the air, because when the sea takes your home, it doesn't just take wood and walls. It takes part of your soul. In the days that follow, cleanup begins. Slow, exhausting, endless. Bulldozers scrape the sand, piling broken walls and shattered furniture into long, jagged mounds that scar the beach. Each high tide undoes what's been cleared, scattering debris back into the sea as if the ocean refuses to let go. Officials close miles of shoreline, warning of exposed nails and twisted metal buried under shifting dunes. Highway NC-12 remains impassable between Oregon Inlet and Rodanthe, the Outer Banks lifeline severed. Food trucks and supply convoys wait for hours, stranded until tides retreat. Rescue crews sleep in their vehicles, engines off, surrounded by the hiss of wind and surf. The National Park Service calls it a recurring emergency, but locals know better. The ground beneath them is disappearing, one wave at a time. Each storm steals more than land. It steals safety, belonging, identity. People rebuild not because they believe it will last, but because they must. You can't fight the tide forever, one resident says, watching another street wash away. But you try, and because it's home. Across the Outer Banks, the story repeats. Only the names change. From Rodanthe to Hatteras, every storm carves the coast thinner, weaker, closer to the hungry Atlantic. Earlier this year, Hurricane Erin ravaged these beaches, flooding roads and tearing down freshly rebuilt dunes. Before that came Ada, Humberto, Helene. Storms that left scars in sand and hearts alike. Now, Melissa joins the list, the latest chapter in a battle no one can win. Scientists say this isn't coincidence, it's consequence. Warmer oceans breed stronger storms. Stronger storms erase entire towns. What was once a century storm now comes every few years, rewriting maps and memories. Still, people stay. They patch roofs, raise homes, whisper quiet prayers that the next storm will turn away. Because leaving means surrendering more than property. It means abandoning history. Generations have lived and died here, bound to the rhythm of tides and wind. Yet the sea keeps advancing, storm after storm, tide after tide. And the fragile line between resilience and survival grows thinner with every passing year. As Buxton begins to rebuild, the ocean waits, patient, powerful, closer than ever. Each wave that hits this shore is more than water. It's a message, a warning written in sand that climate change isn't coming someday. It's already here, reshaping coastlines, testing lives, redrawing maps in real time. The question is no longer if another storm will come, but when, and how much more this fragile land can endure before the sea claims it completely. Yet amid the ruins, something remains unbroken, the spirit of its people. Neighbors help neighbors. Volunteers clear debris by hand. They rebuild not out of denial, but love. Love for the only home they've ever known. Buxton's story isn't just about loss. It's a reflection of every coastal town standing on the edge of tomorrow. So if this story moves you, don't look away. Like, share, and raise awareness. Because the tide is still rising, and once again, time is running out.